Well, the moon moved past Nebraska and spilled laughter on them cold Dakota hills. The angels danced on Jacob's stairs. Yeah, they danced on Jacob's stairs.
We're on the set of the Rich Mullins film somewhere in Georgia, and a guy I've had on the air before is David Mullins. I think you and I talked on the air back when this project, the Rich Mullins film, was first. Okay, this could happen, and here we are. You know, there's cameras all around us. When the film does come out one day, the story of your brother's life, he affected a lot of people, but he was not a perfect human, and I think that's where the ragamuffin story comes in. Is that idea, and it's an idea that people need to hear and important for my own life. But just you being family of Rich Mullins and watching this all take place, what do you hope this whole thing and money spent on this thing all accomplishes for you personally?
A passage that's from the scriptures that's meant a lot to me over the last several years, but I think looking at this project that really ties in is Paul in Philippians when he says, being confident that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. What I hope that this movie does is goes, man, here's one individual that God began a good work in. It wasn't a work that was always pretty. Yeah. It wasn't a work that was often. It wasn't what anyone, I think, wanted it to be. Yeah. But it was a work that God was doing. The idea that God starts the work and that He's the one that moves it to completion at His pace sometimes, which isn't ours. I think when you look at the great saints of the Scriptures, you see people who were really messed up in many, many ways. And I love that the Scriptures don't erase that because all of that points to, and I think Rich's life and this movie, I hope, in the end points people to, it isn't that Rich Mullins was a great guy. Yeah. I mean, he's my brother, and I think he was great. But he certainly had his flaws and his struggles. But what it ultimately has to point to is the greatness of God that's able to begin a great work in broken vessels. In their brokenness, bring them to a completion that somehow is filled with His holiness and His glory. Man, if He can do that in Rich's life, then there's hope for me. Yeah. If He can do it in Rich's life, then I think there's hope for everybody.
Yeah, I'll take some of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to slide you into in front of a camera at all?
We're talking about it. Maybe a DJ.
Right, yeah. Anyway, well, I appreciate the time. It's good hanging with you this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot. It's great to hang out.